just do it. Just get out there and start recording. That's the only way you're gonna find out how you really sound.
If you have whatever is at your like reach, just use it and do it. I am David. I play guitar.
I'm Andres. I play guitars.
And we are Villainskis. Our upcoming album is called From the Ashes. It's a 6-song EP. We chose those 6 songs just like as a kind of like a taste, I guess, and we're gonna finish working on the album. Hopefully by next year we can finish the full length. I write everything pretty much based on an experience most of the time. Of the songs in the EP have been just like different experiences in my life. Starting from, I think the oldest one is probably like 5 or 6 years ago. And that's what actually usually inspires me. A lot of it is more, I think we joke around that we write a lot of breakup songs, and it's always like relationship stuff. I started writing them maybe about 5 or 6 years ago. I produced them, I wrote the lyrics and melody, and then Andres just started with me, I guess, about almost a year ago. So he added his own like riffs. He wrote his parts for the guitar.
He sent me the whole thing, and he was like, feel free to just mess with them, and I pulled my guitar, my flavor.
Well, I feel like I would always get stuck. I would always get writer's block. There were songs, especially one of them called Cave Mouth. I probably wrote like 7 versions of that song.
Yeah.
And I just kept getting stuck, and I just didn't like it, and I felt like I needed someone else's point of view. And when he came in, he's the one that actually told me like, I really like this one and I want to work with it. And I was really skeptical about it because this had been like a song that I had struggled a lot with. I've done it for so many years. I've started, so I was a teenager when I started working with like programs like Guitar Pro and writing like MIDIs first. And I just started like learning, I guess, from there and teaching myself programs like Reason. And then from there I started learning Ableton. And
This is my first band. This is my first project. I've never collaborated with anyone before. And it feels weird, like, to actually say, I'm in a band. We practice certain days. It's really cool. It's a different environment, because now we have to talk about what we're gonna do, the music, we wanna have a light show, if we have time to practice, time to record. So it's like kind of like having a girlfriend.
yeah, especially if you're gonna take it seriously. Like, I think we both agreed like this is the type of project that I want, and this is what I want to do, and this is what I don't want to do, and we kind of were on the same page. So just started focusing.
Yeah, it's kind of easy sometimes. Sometimes we do bump heads, but I think we do okay together.
I illustrate storyboards and cartoons and show posters, but what I mainly do is I act in film and on stage.
You're crazy. No, I'm not.
On stage, you don't need to be as truthful, but you need to be that level of truthful for 90 minutes. Whereas on film, those are moments, like, and it's on camera. You know, you're looking right at it. The truth has to be all the way up here. I'm a really analytical guy. I think a lot, which is death for an actor. And so in order to like get away from that, once I get the script, I'll analyze it. I'll do my research, I'll do my script analysis, beat by beat, everything, all the book work, all the homework, so that once I'm actually on my feet, I can start living through that person and that body without thinking about it. I mean, your relationship with your characters is so intimate and so intense, and especially on the stage when it lasts just so long, or on film when you're that person so deeply, it changes you. You learn things from them, the same way that you learn from your friends or your loved ones, the same way that you learn from relationships. And it's not always good, and what they leave you with, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, El Fuego Detrás had a really crazy pre-production because it was so short. Because Leo Aguirre and I, like, we met up, we hung out in his dorm, we hashed out that script in like 3 days. We assembled a team in 3 days. We shot it in 3 days. And so there wasn't a whole lot of time to think. There wasn't a whole process. It was just doing. And so when I played Stan, you know, I helped to write that part. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, where's your dad?
¿Que dónde está tu papá? Trabajando. He's working.
Yeah, I speak Spanish. Thank you. There wasn't thought put into it. It was just this guy that was somewhere in me. And he was a guy that, I mean, he was alone, you know? Very lonely, very lonely. A friend invited me to this mime class. I thought it would be fun, but I learned the basics and I thought, wow, this is great. It's like a cross between dancing, acting, and illusion. I was in a performance class at that time where it was pretty much we're just responsible for whatever we want to do. Just go write it or find it somewhere, take something, and just perform it. I came up with Elliott Smith's Last Date, also kind of quickly, much like El Fuego Detrás, but I wanted to say something, and by not saying anything at first, you know, it was like, maybe I can do that. There's something about, you know, being in this silent glass box and the potential of breaking out of that box at any moment. It's hard to describe. This piece is just very, because it's not really acting, it's not really mime, it's something that I just did because it feels good.
So y'all trippin' at the disco. Check it out. I like this song, I like that song, and I live in song. And there's a bar, and a bar, and bang, bar, and bang, oh! My name is DJ Double J. I'm so on point, let's go. We go to LA. Now have fun, have fun, have fun, have fun, have fun, y'all. My spit J, all you with me. Jump around the floor and get busy. Gotta get so trippin' at the disco. Gotta get so trippin' at the disco. My spit J, all you with me. Jump around the floor and get busy. Gotta get so trippin' at the disco. Gotta get so trippin' at the disco. Right now on the mic tonight, a young handsome brother on the disco hype. I better run a $5 and a spin some match. Shit, great in the pool. We gotta break the cat to still see the true pride. The sheet gonna be the nine. There's a coming to fly. Every nation has a beat, so that's why. While the ladies can tip, the people get lit, y'all. Here's another hit. Why the people mad set it off? They try to tip the bartender to keep the dance floor tight. Y'all, ladies in the house. Oh my God. Turn them up, y'all. Protocol live off the ball. Turn the last call. That's right. Last night, change it all. We keep it moving like a wedding night. A mic spread it like it. Might too much touch to wipe your brow. Bartender, do the thing I need to stop right now. Do you have the Jägermeister? Oh yeah. When it's around the brandy, for those getting randy. The Vigo with disco, they already tammy. Jam from the decades to overdose. So on the good foot, and it's overdose. They go 1, 2, El Paso. My city, are you with me? Jump around the floor and get busy. Got the kids so trippin' at the disco. Got the kids so trippin' at the disco. My city, are you with me? Jump around the floor and get busy. Got the kids so trippin' at the disco. Got the kids so trippin' at the disco. So it's true, but I'm a rubber stool. Really got some can dance pants, got a can dance beer. In a can dance house, who a can dance or a can dance house. Who needs to have fun? Shorty got a can dance, trust what? If I was as bad as you, I can't dance. Good finish, go, P-U-P-S, go. Where the money people get, where them say, hey. I was born and raised in the ghetto. In the answer, mama and the disco. Say I do my thing at the disco. You can prove on sing like Prince. Ceremony of another, the one time. My hands hold the back for the lights inside. All the boys know me, all the colors like colors. So sweet, really well, put up the cells and now. With the folks and with others, what they done is oh yeah, it's a party of the year, right here, right now. Kowalski, hard rock, B&D, nature like wild, do down, do it, I'm moving. Just a night you're partying with people under the stairs. I better disco. My city, are you with me? Jump around the floor and get busy. Got the kids don't trippin' at the disco. Got the kids don't trippin' at the disco. My city, are you with me? Jump around the floor and get busy. Got the kids don't trippin' at the disco. Got the kids don't trippin' at the disco. Say ho, say ho, say please, and do that.
mom that had to move in with my grandma. She took us in and just kind of helped my mom raise us, you know, being now a newly widowed woman. I had a lot of emotions built up. I was a super angry kid. And in order for me to kind of release that, I started writing. I never showed anybody. It was super, you know, personal to me. I kept diaries and all that stuff, and just writing, it really helped me give some self-therapy.
I'm a rebel, renegade, must get paid. Bitch, I ain't gonna make it just cause you tell me I'm great. I'm violent, hungry, like I'm fighting for the food on my plate. The plate is my mind, holding thoughts and the visions that I paint with my rhymes. Not a lullaby, cause I've never heard those. It's okay, your daughter's stunning in the photos now. She's got the sound and the beat and it plays in her head.
After I had done a little work on my own, this producer found me through a relative of his that knew me, and his name's Cass. He introduced me to his studio one day, and I showed up. We started working together, and he connected me with his other artist, which is Mike Cloud. Another person that was recording with Cass was Tobias Brown. Once the whole team kind of came together and agreed to work under one name, that's when stuff really started going. You know?
Enough push and shove, now welcome to the front. I suggest all you chumps hush, dope kids, hands up. I don't think they're ready for this suave late day. I'ma lay it down, call me Miss Suave Brown. Mama doula fit the crown, so you tucks of the town, yo. Sit your ass down, oh, sit your ass down. I suggest you guard your eyes, your corneas may be surprised. You're looking at a supernova in disguise, oh.
LFDC is just a super strong group, and we're all like family, you know. It's all like I'm the little annoying sister and they're my big brothers, and we all love each other, you know. We yell at each other sometimes, but I mean, what family doesn't? Being a female artist in a male-dominated industry is absolutely, you know, it's tough. It's a tough market, but because I know that I can compete with the males myself, I feel that sets me apart. It's not a female coming, you know, to come rap something that maybe someone else wrote for her. You know, I write everything that's in my music comes directly from me. So I feel like that's a big skill to have, especially if you're competing with guys who do the same thing.
3, 2, 1, and the bitch better have all of the money in the brown paper bag. I'm pretty groupie and I don't mean to brag. Getting chased by these groupies like I'm playing X. Don't be ducking me, you money fast. Jacked up this track with some heavy metal swag. Take a look at poppin', what's the hold up song? Got the flow and the dough and a tongue like a gun. Meet me in the mall, bitch, meet me in the lobby. Time for paydays, ain't nobody gonna stop me. I've been killing hip hop and this rock shit, sonny. Bitch, you better have my money. My money, my money, my money.
You can find a bunch of my stuff on Facebook. That's facebook.com//CrystalPoppin. On Instagram, I am at CrystalPoppin. Twitter, it's reversed. It's Poppin' Crystal. And on YouTube, if you just type in my name, all my videos will pop up. You know, the links to my website, everything like that. I also have a Tumblr. So that's how the best way everyone can connect with me.
you go on and reconstruct your walls without warning. And I left you all alone, preparing for the scare zone.